With the election just days away, you have a hard time turning on your TV without seeing a campaign ad, but it may not be the words that help you make up your mind. Take a listen.
It begins with a plan to build, a plan to put hardworking Americans first. Barack Obama, he'll put the middle class ahead of corporate interests.
Well, Todd Hahn composed the music you heard in the background of that Barack Obama ad, and he composed music for John McCain ads back in 2000. And he joins us here now in studio to talk a little bit about how you compose the music. You know, in commercials, I guess everybody knows the music is very important. But in political ads, it would seem that it's all about setting the right tone.
That's exactly it. The way I sort of look at scoring political ads, scoring the music behind the ads is kind of like a small 30-second film score, the way you approach to score a film, but in a very condensed time.
I know this is not your keyboard. It's actually my keyboard that we brought in here for you, but give me a little example of something that was sort of uplifting music we heard there. How does that work?
Well, if you were going to score a positive ad, you would obviously want, to make music a musical metaphor for what you're seeing visually.
So how would that sound?
So let's see, a positive sound, for like a heroic positive sound would be something pretty basic.
Yeah. Very upbeat.
Yeah, something with very strong, solid chords, something that makes the candidate seem like he's somebody you can depend on, somebody heroic, somebody that has, honor, service.
So you're thinking all these words as you're sort of composing the music.
Exactly.
Now, there's this other kind of ad that's out there. You see them all the time, the negative ad, where, I mean, the music sounds a little sinister. How does that work?
Well, there's different levels of negative ads, actually. If you really want to, hit it strong, if you really want to pull the trigger and make a pretty harsh negative, you use, very strong minor chords, But this is sort of a one-dimensional way to do it. Right. I've got agitated rhythms going on. I have, different layers, ethereal sounds that create a mood and so forth. But, the chordal structure is, just fairly basic because these things are only 30 seconds, so the music has to be fairly accessible right off the bat.
It sets the mood, but it doesn't want to dominate the message, right?
Exactly. It sets the mood, doesn't want to dominate the message, but it has to support the message. It's the emotional content. It's, music is a catalyst when it goes with a visual. If you hear a score or if you see a commercial without music, it leaves you somewhat emotionally flat sometimes. But that music is the third dimension, that invisible, force that
Todd,
brings it all together.
I know that you do a lot of political work. You work for both Republicans and Democrats, and you're a registered independent.
Yes, sir, that's correct. From my vantage point, I think I have to be, because I do so much work for both sides, and I personally, I try to keep it right up the middle.
Not an overtly political guy.
Not overtly, although you can't help after years and years of doing this to be influenced either way. But I'm not, politics don't come naturally to me. Music does.